Hey, what's going on, guys? Schwarzeneggermagic here. Right now I'm doing a tutorial for my last card trick. This is going to be teaching you the card trick, so obviously if you haven't seen it, you're going to want to check out the video. To make this very easy for you guys to do, I have left a link on the screen here, an annotation. You can click the annotation and that will bring you to the performance. If you guys are watching this on a mobile device, I have left a link in the description, so you can simply just click that and it'll take you to the performance. But please, before watching this, click here and watch the performance. Alright, so let's get into this trick, guys. This is absolutely great, but it is going to use a setup. Now the thing is, guys, I know a lot of you might not like setups. This is going to be one of the easiest setups you have ever seen in your life. Alright, first off, you want to go in your pack, get the 10 of spades, the jack of spades, the queen of spades, the king of spades, and the ace of spades. So you go in your pack and get yourself a royal flush in spades. After you have that, go in your pack and fish out the other 3 aces. Alright, so this is going to take you, obviously, almost no time at all. Alright, after you have your other 3 aces, these are going to go on top of the pack. You'll have the diamond, the club, and the heart left. Alright, those are going to be, obviously, the only 3 aces, because the other ace is over here. So, these 3 aces go on top, followed by the ace of spades, king of spades, queen of spades, jack of spades, 10 of spades. So let's go over that really fast. What you're going to have, starting from the top of the pack, is the 10 of spades, all the way to the ace of spades, alright, in the numerical order. Alright, then you're going to have the last 3 aces, alright? And these last 3 aces could be in any order, it does not matter. Once you're done with that, guys, you're ready for the trick. You're ready to begin. What I would recommend, and you could do the way I did in the video, and I will teach you it, I recommend just doing a false cut or shuffle, making it look like the cards are mixed up, and then starting the trick. If you wanted to, you could do a riffle shuffle. Just maintain those top 9 cards. Alright, don't shuffle these cards into the pack, and you'll be fine. So you can clearly do riffle shuffles, but you're not messing up the setup that you have on the top of the pack, alright, as you can see. But I will be teaching you how to do the setup that I did in the video. Alright, so let's learn this right now. First off, what you're going to need to do is get out the 4 aces. After you've done that, alright, make sure you have the royal flush on top of the pack. So you have the king, queen, jack, and 10 near the top. Alright, and you also have your aces. Take these cards out. This is the cards used in the setup. What you want to do is now, look, take off maybe 20 cards or so, and I want you to look in those cards, and I want to see, look to see if you have any face cards. If you see a face card, I want you to pop it out and place it on the bottom of the pack. This is just going to help you out later as we're doing this, alright? So after you've gotten rid of the face cards, you can turn those cards over, alright? And now you're going to set up your pack once again. You're going to place the king, then the queen, then the jack, then the 10. The aces are going to be out of the pack, and you're going to have the pack facing upward. Alright, now if you guys are confused as to what I'm doing, I'm showing you a deceptive way of how to convince a spectator the aces are going inside the pack, but really they're not. So now you have to make the illusion you're putting the aces in the pack. You're going to start off with the ace of spades. You're going to put this right next to the king of spades. So all you're doing is riffling down the side of the pack until you see the king of spades, which is right here. Now this is going to be pretty simple. First off, you know the king of spades is the 4th card from the bottom. So if you guys know the pinky count and can do it from the bottom, you'll be able to pull off 4 cards and easily do that. Now, if you're unexperienced and don't know how to do the pinky count, this is what you're going to have to do. Dribble or just glide down the cards like so, alright? And right when you see the border of a king, you're going to stop. What we did beforehand was gotten rid of all the face cards from the area of the king, alright? So now the king is the only face card in the area, alright? So there's no other face cards in that area. What does this do? Well, it allows us, if you'll notice that an ace, it does not have a border around it, alright? You'll see a king, it has a border. If we go over here, 7, no other card has borders unless they're face cards. Now because we took the face cards out from that area, we'll be fine, and it'll be easy to distinct which one is the king. So we can simply dribble down the pack like so and be looking in, and right when we see that border, we simply put the ace in. Alright? After you've done this, guys, put the other aces inside the pack. Alright, just like so. And these ones are in no particular order. So that first one, you're just making sure it's in the 5th position of the pack, alright? And the rest are all random, alright? Show the spectator that they're all randomized, and here's what you're going to do from here. You're going to take your hand and put them in this grip. You're going to have your thumb on the top of the pack, your middle finger, ring finger, and your pinky on the sides, and you're going to hold the deck in a very firm grip. After you're holding the deck in a firm grip, you push the aces in. This will cause the cards in between the aces to pop out the back. You simply hold the aces and pull the cards out the middle and plop them on top. If you guys watch that slowly, you'll sort of get it. That may take practice. That may be a little difficult for you, but pretty much it's an easy way of getting your cards to exactly where you want them. Alright, once you have that, you're ready to rumble. You're going to deal 5 hands of poker, and then we'll go from here. So I'm just going to continue with the mechanics, what you're going to do, how that works. It's pretty much self-working from here, guys. All you do is a simple Faro shuffle, and you're done. So that's it, guys. Let's keep going and talk about everything else. Pretty much all you're going to be doing is dealing off the top of the pack, the top 25 cards. Now I've already taken off the top 25 cards, alright, but pretty much after you have 25 cards, you're going to have a lot of extra cards from the pack. So do yourself a favor, just throw these off to the side. There is a spider that is right next to me, and I'm going to kill that right now. Okay, let's keep going. Pretty much after you've dealt out 25 cards, square them up, whatever you want to do. And pretty much you ask the spectator, do you want hand number 1, hand number 2, hand number 3, or hand number 4? Now let's go with the video. Let's say they said hand number 2. And you're going to show them what they have. Most likely, they'll have an ace, and they'll also have a spade, alright? And it varies as to which one of those they'll have, alright? Now, in this case, they have a jack of spades and an ace of spades, and nothing else, alright? So you can mention the high cards, and just say you're going to try to do your best and make them a better hand. Now at this point you have to collect the cards. Alright, you're going to collect all the packets together. What you want to do is make it look like they're going in some sort of order. So, you know, put some thought into it. It really doesn't matter which one goes on top, which one goes on the bottom. It doesn't matter which order you put them back in. Just make sure you put some thought in it. What does this do? It'll make the spectator think that there's some sort of order to it. This will then lead them to making the conclusion that because you're controlling the cards, you're able to give people good hands, bad hands, whatever you want to do. Once you've collected the cards, you're going to give a perfect Faro shuffle with these cards. Here's what the Faro shuffle is going to look like. You'll notice this is not an ordinary Faro shuffle because there normally would be one more card on top of this to make it look like this. But because there's an odd cards, the cards are inwards like so. I hope you guys can know what I'm talking about. And if you guys know how to do the Faro shuffle, you'll probably understand what a Faro shuffle will look like if you have an odd number of cards, and that's what it looks like here. If you guys don't know how to do a Faro shuffle, you're going to have to learn, so I'm going to leave the link in the description. But this one is easier than doing a full deck of 52 cards because there's only 25 cards. Alright. Once you've done the Faro shuffle, you're going to deal the 5 hands of poker again, but this time, because they wanted the second hand, you're turning over the cards. Now, I did make an improvement to this trick because there was a big flaw in it, and this was in my performance as well. The flaw was that if they had picked hand number 4, they would always end up with a royal flush in spades. And that's not good, because we don't want them to have a royal flush. We want to have that as the ending. So I made a couple changes, and I made it so now, if you just follow everything I did beforehand, you'll always have the royal flush, which is what you want. So pretty much, at this point, you just show them their hand. Now, from here, pretty much, they're most likely going to have a bad hand. Alright, I'll show you an example of them having a good hand, and that's if they choose the third hand. Alright, they'll always end up with 3 aces. And I gotta say, that's a really good hand because you also have 2 face cards. So if they have a bad hand, just say, it looks like my game's a little off, alright? But you say, let's try this again. And what you're now going to do is pick up the cards. This time it does matter which ones go on top, which ones go on the bottom. Pretty much you're going to pick up all the cards, and then you are left with your packet of cards. Your packet of cards has all the spades. You want this packet to go on top, alright? So I'm putting this last. That does matter. You want to make sure that happens. You hand the cards to the spectator. You say, spectator, deal 5 hands of poker. They're going to deal out the first five cards on the pack, and well, what do you know? It's the 4 or the 5 spades, which is the cards we want to control in this trick. So there we go. They already places the spades down, which does a job, which is perfect. Now you say, you know what, hold on, spectator, I want you to just go random with these. It doesn't matter if you place 4 in a row, if you place 2 in a row, just make sure everybody gets 5 cards. Now at this point they're saying, well, obviously I can get rid of any sort of setup in here, but it doesn't matter because we already controlled our spades to the table, so it doesn't matter. So they could go 5 cards here, add 5 cards, that's perfectly fine because we already have our spade there. You just have to make sure a spade is in the packet. So then they can go like this. It does not matter. It really does not matter at this point. Just make sure everybody gets 5 cards. Alright? Now, after everybody has 5 cards, you say, okay, spectator, maybe before you thought I was putting the packets in some sort of order while I was picking them up, so you can pick them up in any way, and they will do so. They'll pick them up in some sort of order, and it doesn't matter, like always. At this point, you want to do a shuffle. One thing you want to do is check that a spade is on the bottom of the packet, which it should always be unless you messed up for some reason. And this I also changed. This was another flaw in the trick, but I don't want to bore you with that. Alright, so you want to double check that there's a spade on the bottom. If you have a spade, you're going to be good to go. At this point, you want to ask the spectator, how many shuffles do you want? You do want to give it 1 shuffle, alright? This is going to be a Faro shuffle, like we did before. It should be a perfect Faro shuffle. And let me show you a little example of why this works, alright? They think the cards are getting mixed up. In reality, they're not. Alright, let's take a closer look here. We want the spade to be every 5 cards. So you'll notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th card's a spade. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th card's a spade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th card's a spade, so on and so forth. So that's 1 Faro shuffle. Big deal. So let's say they said, I want you to give it another shuffle. You say, alright, spectator, this is for those people that's just, they think they can bust your tricks and they bust your chops all the time. You say, alright, I'll give you another shuffle. And you would take these cards and you'd shuffle them up. But I want to show you this once again. They think it's getting a shuffle, and it looks pretty promising, I gotta say. But look at this. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th card's an ace of spades. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th card is a spade. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th card's a spade. So on and so forth. This will always work. No matter how many Faro shuffles you give it, the cards are just going to stay in the exact order that they're in. Alright? Or the spades are just going to be every 5 cards. So at this point you say, alright, I'm going to deal 5 hands of poker. Let's say you wanted the 3rd hand. Alright? And you say, hopefully my card cheating skills are good today and you'll get a really good hand. So you deal all the cards out, you flip over the 3rd hand, or 1st, 2nd, or 4th, whichever one they wanted. You show them the cards and you say, how did I do? They're going to say you did an absolutely terrible job. And you say, you want to know why that is? Because I always give myself a better hand. Then you can show you have a 10, a jack, a queen, a king, and an ace of spades. Just like that. And I gotta say, guys, I absolutely love this trick. I think you guys will find it very useful because it's pretty simple and it's got a really easy concept. And I think the improvements I made to the setup and whatnot are going to help you out a lot. Alright? If you guys are wondering what deck this is, because this is a very neat deck I just received in the mail. This is the Blades deck. Very neat deck. Let's take a peek at the back design here. If you guys are interested in this deck, you can check out the oneeyejack.com for these. Link is in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys like the deck I'm using. And that's about it. And as always, guys, remember, I'll be back.